Metro is not being planned by any municipal corporation. It's under the Metro Act of the state government, and it has different officers and it has different public hearings. Of course, like you have been counting the trees that are being cut down and hacked. We also have, we also are standing with RA. We've been voicing it in various levels. And replantation of the trees, that has been a problem, and even cutting down trees. I mean, across Mumbai, all across the metro path, there has been a lot of deforestation, which is worrying. And I always say that, like we have promises in our manifestos today, which is promising Wi-Fi hotspots. After 20 years, we'll have to promise oxygen hotspots. So in terms of scientific language, I think it's after 7 years that a tree replantation is successful if the tree survives for the 7 years that you have replanted. I don't think many of the trees have sustained or survived that have been replanted, but that is a much larger issue that all of us have to come together. People have gone to court, people have stopped that, because you're right, the hearings are not very transparent and we have been pushing for it. Development, I believe that development shouldn't also only be sustainable, it should be sustainable and good looking or aesthetic wise also. About sustainable development, if you see the Mumbai Municipal Corporation, we are doing the Goregaon-Mulund link road, which will go through the national park, but it's not cutting a single tree or damaging any roots. It's going so deep that the vibrations of digging also won't reach the top. The thing is, the availability of these things have to be much more out there. Right now, where there's an absence of the whole concept of sanitary pads, we need to first start speaking about it. And then we can go, into different types of it and how it can be more sustainable. Of course, to start off with a sustainable thing is always a great idea. But there are so many places where this awareness is not there, it's still a taboo to speak about. And where it's a taboo to speak about, going further into sustainable is a far off idea. So we thought that, let's start speaking about it. Of course, if there are companies or if there are people or if there are NGOs who are into making sanitary pad vending machines or sanitary pads that are sustainable, we'd love to work with them, because in BMC schools, we've installed 172 of them, the machines. So if we can do sustainable ones, I'll be more than happy to work. Exist all over the world in every city, because zoos are very, very important in terms of research and conservation. All the animals that are in the zoo and various zoos of the world, they are saved from either the forest when they get too old, when they're hunted by other animals or something like that, to they're rescued from circuses, they're rescued from poaching, and when their habit to live in the wild goes away, they come in the zoo. There was a question I had faced over the Humboldt penguins that I brought in, thinking that they are from Antarctica, but they live in the same climatic conditions as us. We don't put different chilling conditions for them. There are about 10,000 more Humboldt penguins surviving because they are in different zoos of the world than only being in the wild. There have to be different conservation types. Of course, I agree with you about the cages, and that is why from cages we are moving into creating a whole habitat for them, and it is called ex situ conservation, which is away from that. And trust me, if any animal was being hurt in a zoo or in the cages, I would be the first one to oppose it. My brother is a conservationist by nature. He's discovered 14 new species of crabs, one new genus of crabs. He's writing a paper on snakes. There's a misconception about zoos that we need to get over and start conserving